Hi everyone. So I get emails from Goodreads from time to time. So this one here intrigued me where I was like, spicy summer, and I'm like, oh, we'll see, because the Goodreads review, like sometimes the lists, it'll be like, oh, this is a romance, and I'm like, no, it ain't. That is not a romance. So I thought I would go over this list from Goodreads and be like, is this a good list or not? For Summer Just Got Hotter for new romance and romantasy. So it said 99 new romance and romantasy books to heat up summer. And I'm like, why 99? Why not 100? It's such a weird, obscure number. So I'm like, okay. So yeah. So these ones obviously are published in May. So of course, what's the first one? Carly Fortune, One Golden Summer. Carly Fortune is not romance. She is women's fiction. And women's fiction is not romance, okay? I'm so tired of people constantly putting those authors on the list, and I'm like, they're not romance. So annoying. So the next one, Kennedy Ryan, Can't Get Enough. I have not been interested in Kennedy Ryan lately because I do feel like her books are more women's fiction than romance. I like her previous series better. I liked her Hoop series, and I liked the other one. What was it called again? Where it was an interracial couple. I liked that better. I haven't been enjoying her newest books. Honestly, I just haven't. But I hope people like them. You know, I hope the book is good. The Night and the Moth, Rachel Gillig. I do want to check out another Rachel Gillig book I saw at Barnes & Noble. I'll check out the author and see if I like her. Catherine Center is not romance. She's women's fiction, FYI. Rewind it back. No, I've tried reading the first book in that series by that author. I feel like the book was not really good with the description of the hero in the first book. I didn't even know the guy was black until halfway through the book. And I was like, this guy's black? And I'm like, and she's a white author. And I'm just like, come on, girl. If you're gonna go and write a black character, we need to know it needs to be a proper description of the hero, you know? And I didn't feel that in that book. Not a fan. Not a fan. So I don't pick up anything else by that author, you know, because I just didn't think she did a good job of that character's description in that first book I read. I do want to check out Danielle L. Jensen. I do want to check out her books because they look interesting. I'll just give it that. But there's another book I saw that was at Barnes & Noble that looked interesting to me. So next one, Annabelle Monaghan, it's a love story. It looks more, even though based on the title, it looks more of like a women's fiction. I don't know. A Fate Forged in Fire, pass. Allie Hazelwood, Problematic Summer Romance. I don't like her writing, pass. What Happens in Amsterdam. I think I tried reading that author before. I do not like the cover. I do not like the cover. Ashley Heron Blake. I like her covers, but I've never picked up a book from that author. Never picked up a book. So yeah, I don't know about that one. Tara DeWitt, I like the cover. Don't know if I'll read it. Maybe. Ride With Me, Simone Soltani. I don't know. Katie Robert Skip, Along Came Amor. Alexis Daria, I've tried reading her first book and I couldn't get into it. So doubt I'll get into that one. Rosie Lee, hate the cover. A garden wedding? Why is garden spelled incorrectly? Or is it their last name is Garden? Weird. No, I'll pass on that one. Allison Goodman, it's a cute cover, but I hate that it's paperback. And it's probably going to be one of those safe historical romances. No. Mia Sheridan, Heart of the Sun. Doesn't look like a romance. I don't like the cover. Rules for Ruin, Mimi Matthews. I do want to check it out. Because I have read another book by Mimi Matthews. She's what you would call clean romance. I just say like closed door romance. But yeah, she does closed door romances. I do need to read more books of hers though. Behooved, I heard bad ratings about that one. It is a cute cover though, but I've heard bad things. Courtroom Drama, it doesn't look interesting. Friends with Benefits, doesn't look interesting. The next two, no. The Charmer doesn't even look like a romance. Honestly, it does not. That's a horrible cover. Sunny Side Up does not look like a romance. I would assume it's a women's fiction based on the cover. 32 Days in May looks like a women's fiction. Give Me a Shot, maybe. Salty Spice and a Little Bit Nice, maybe. Time Loops and Meet Cutes, again, maybe. What If It's You? Don't like it. I don't like the cover. And I'm sorry, but covers matter to me. Covers matter to me. If I don't like the cover, more than likely I'm not picking up the book. Ashley Poston, whatever it is, I do feel like she's more women's fiction than romance. Nevessa Allen, I read that one book of hers. I didn't like it. Worth Fighting For, it doesn't look interesting. If I've Told You I'd Have Kissed You, doesn't look interesting. Plus Size Player, I do like the cover, but I have a few gripes with the artist. If you enhance the cover, I don't like the shading of how they did the characters. It looks like the characters have Villalago. It just does. I mean, when you blow it up, I don't like the way it was done. They could have did much better with that couple, you know? It could have been much better done artistically. Yeah, I'll just say that. It looks like they have Villalago. They could have brought in more different shades of brown. I will just say that. Like, I don't like the way they did it. It makes it look like that the characters have Villalago. It just doesn't look good. The hands look terrible. You know, like artistically, it's not a good job. They could have did a better job with that cover. A whole lot better. I've tried reading Stephanie Archer. Don't care for that author. Battle of the Bookstores by Allie Brady. It looks interesting based on the cover. I've tried Mia Sosa. Don't like her writing. The Ripple Effect. I do need to try Maggie North because there's another book of hers that came out recently that I do want to read. I don't know if it's any good or not, but I do want to check it out. Joanna Lowell, I tried reading her. I don't like her. Karina Halley, no thank you. Brittany Arena, Dance of Lies. It's an interesting cover, but it it doesn't interest me. Next one, A Legionnaire's Guide to Love and Peace. No, doesn't interest me. I love Alicia Thompson's covers. I love her covers. This book interests me. It looks like it takes place like on a cruise maybe. And just based on the anchor, and they're near like one of those port, window ports or whatever it's called. It looks interesting. I'll check it out. I'll put it on my list. Finders Keepers. It looks like another safe romance. Like barely anything going on. Ready to Score. Cute cover. Not sure if I'll delve into it though. I do need to check out other Jodie Slaughter books just to see. Virginia Heath, no. Alice Chen's Reality Check. I don't like that it's two authors writing it. I'm not a big fan of two authors who write together. The Next Chapter. I don't like the cover. Cosmic Love and the Multiverse Hair Salon. That sounds so confusing to me. And what the fuck is it supposed to be? Is it supposed to be a romance? It don't look like a romance. It does not look like a romance. It doesn't even look like a romantasy. It looks weird. And is that like an old... It looks like an old either filing cabinet. I don't know. That's weird. Chip Pond's Winging It With You. Maybe. Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping. It's an interesting cover, but it doesn't look like a romance. And I hate that there's no faces. There's no faces. They look like mannequins. It's creepy. Bridget Knightley, The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy. It looks interesting. I like the cover. The cover is cool. Rose and Shane's Julie Soto. Why is she writing romantasy? Wasn't she contemporary romance? Now she's writing romantasy. Just because you could switch over to a different subgenre doesn't mean it's going to be any good. I'll just say that. Totally and Completely Fine does not look like a romance at all. That is an atrocious, ugly ass cover. That is ugly. Arcana Academy by Elise Kova. Her other covers were way better. This one here needs work. It's not a good cover. Lynn Painter, I've tried reading her before. Can't get into her. She seems too women's fictioning to me. Lana Ferguson, Overruled. This one looks interesting. I like the setup of that one. But I do need to read other Lana Ferguson books because I may not like her. Love is a War Song. Pretty cover. I do like it. I believe Danica Nava is, I believe she's Native American or what other people call indigenous. Like I said, I'd rather go based on the person and say, what do you want to be called? Do you want to be called Native American or do you want to be called indigenous? I'd rather go based on the individual, you know? I don't like grouping people together. Friends to Lovers, Sally Blakely. It looks boring based on the cover. Yeah. Okay, the next one, the three on the top, Stacey McEwen, Hannah Witten, and Olivia Rose Darling. None of them interest me. The ones at the bottom though look interesting. Lore of the Tides, I love that cover. It looks really interesting. I'll put it on my list of want to read. Tusk Love by Thea Guanzon, I think it is. I think it's Guanzon. That cover, I love. It looks so interesting. And the next one, The Enchanted Greenhouse by Sarah Beth Durst, looks interesting. I mean, it looks like a fantasy. I don't know if it's a romantasy, but it definitely looks like a fantasy. You know? That looks interesting. I'll say that. That looks interesting. None of the books on this list here interest me. Again, historical romance with a contemporary, like, with a paperback, no. So yeah, this one here, none of the books interest me. Maybe An Irish Summer by Alexandra Page, maybe. I will just say the cover's not the best. The cover is not the best. I like the cover of the J.C. Lee though. The J.C. Lee one, Give Me a Reason. It's a cute cover. The next one's Crash Test by Amy James looks interesting to me. I like the way they did the art on that one. I do need to read the bottom ones. I need to read Hannah Nicole Moore, whatever her last name is. I do need to read her. I have not read the other one yet. Same thing with Carissa Broadbent. I have not read her other books, so I have to read the other books. Same thing with Lauren Asher. Still need to read her other books. Don't know if I like the author. These ones, with the exception of two. So Maisie Eddings, well, actually, it's a cute cover. I definitely want to check that one out. Emma Lord, it's kind of cute. It needs work though. I'm not a huge fan of the art. Could be better. No Joanna Shupe. Will not read her. I've tried reading her before, multiple times. Don't like her writing. Zom Romcom. I've tried Olivia Dade and I can't really get into her writing, but that book looks so interesting. So I put it on my list and I'm like, I hope I like it, you know? I hope I like it. Kate Golden, if not for my baby, yeah. I like that cover. That cover is so interesting looking. I like the artist, the way they did that. I like it. Here for a Good Time. I have no idea what that's about. I mean, when you look at the cover, it looks like a crime, you know, like someone got murdered or whatever it is. That's what it looks like to me. It just, I don't know. That one's not a good cover. So the next one's, Rivals to Lovers looks interesting. I might check that one out. And I have another book by Rebecca Thorne I need to read. I want to read that because it's supposed to be like a cozy fantasy. That one looks interesting. Alchemy and a Cup of Tea looks interesting. I don't think I would check out the other books though. Okay, this next one. There's at least a few books I would definitely want to check out. Love at First Sighting. That looks so funny. I don't know if it is or not, but it looks funny. Heartstrings by Ivy Fairbanks. I love the cover. I love that cover. And I love how his tattoos actually look like tattoos and not paintings. So, The Incredible Kindness of Paper does not look like a romance at all. It does not look like a romance. Trisha O'Malley, Loves a Witch. Maybe. I'm not a huge fan of the cover. It's okay. The Book of Heartbreak does not look like a romance at all. The last one's Allie Carter, The Blonde Who Came In From the Cold. It looks like a crime. It doesn't even look like a romance. Probably pass on that one. A Killer Getaway. The cover could be better. I'll just say that. I might check it out. Salvor Miller, I need to read other books from that author to see if I actually like the author. The cover's not bad. I prefer the middle part of the book though. I like with the couple and the books. I don't really care for the that outside border part. Not a fan of it. But yeah, I would say like some of these books look interesting to me. Some of these books are like definitely not romance. They're women's fiction. And some of the other ones are just like, you know, pass. So yeah, I'll see what happens like this summer if I want to pick up any of those books. I know most of the time I usually just backlist a lot of stuff and I eventually get to it because I am not a huge fan of traditionally published books because a lot of times they're mid for me. They're mediocre, they're mid. A lot of them tend to be boring for me. I prefer indie. So yeah, we'll see. I'll check out some of these, but I don't think I'll check them out. I don't think I'll check them out when they release. More than likely, it might be how many months before I get to them, you know? So yeah, that's it for this video here. Are there any books on this list that you're excited to read? Let me know down in the comment section. But yeah, that's it for this video here. Have yourselves a good day. Take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and I'll see you all on the next video. All right, bye.